Good evening and welcome to our special edition of News 360. This is our major news bulletin for the day. Tonight, we're live in Asin North, where the people have spoken and they've spoken massively. My name is Pa Kwesi.
I am Portia Gabwa. Coming up tonight.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Police asserts that no one or vehicle has been shot at the Asin North by-election as polling center results in crucial by-election trickle in. We are live in the constituency till the final results are declared.
And more news tonight. Association of Oil Marketing Companies urges government to prevent a crisis following strike by fuel tanker drivers over bad roads.
And elsewhere on the international front, triple-digit inflation returns to Zimbabwe after annual inflation doubled to almost 176% in June. Latest details of these and many more stories coming up in the next 60 minutes. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook. We're also live on your DSTV channel 279. You can join us with your views, comments, and suggestions on any of our top stories this hour. If you're interested in what's happening in Asin North, feel free to share your views with us, and we promise to share them with the rest of the world.
And it's been a hectic day in the Asin North constituency, a by-election which commenced on time but characterized by accusations and counter-accusations of vote buying and with pockets of incidents, including an alleged gun firing, which are all being investigated after some arrests were made. And polling center results are trickling in. Let's move to the Asin North constituency, and Komla Kluche joins us live. Komla Kluche, thank you so much for your time. How are constituents reacting to the results coming in?
It presupposes that the MPP pretty knows the outcome of this election, and so therefore one of the reasons they are not onto the streets though. But as it is now, this is what the NDC is doing in the Asin North constituency. This is exactly what it is in terms of how they have been able to get to the people. They've been in the villages, they have been in the nooks and the cranny of the Asin North constituency. One of the things that many of them have been indicating is the fact that, I mean, look, if you look at a place like Kushia, if you look at a place like Breku, for James Gyakye is from the Breku area, and this is the capital. For him to be able to gather the amount of votes, in fact, some of the people that we were speaking to short while ago, they indicate to us that they took the money that they shared, allegedly. I'm not too sure what they mean by that, but they were saying that they took the money that they shared, but then they have voted against them. If it is anything to go by, probably just like Godwin Eduji has said, that it is one of the signals that they are sending to the government that enough of them in terms of the injustice, enough of how they are treating James Gyakye. But in speaking to the regional chairman of the NDC in the central region, he has spoken. Let me just get this in the chief. Oh, okay, I'm just trying to get these few people. Okay, Chief, so you are live on TV3. Why are you people on the streets?
Oh, please, I want to speak Chief so that I can express myself well.
Sesiano, the entire Yeniaje, and say, NDC, Yadim Kunim, Yura Joe Jachiquasin, so they were Dim Kunim, into Kunim at 2024. Cotton Sam de Bono, a son say, I send off well, I already say here in Puntuo, and yes, you can't be doing minimum in Puntuo, Edisika by a bottom, and Coswa, Ediska by a bottom intino, and they are to a bar, Edim Kunim, a year, Jachiquasin, so I didn't in a moon train. The letter commissioner Mamo I declare and Sana Mujimuni Shadia I don't know Yadin Kunimu grounds a week. MPP Nimunium to me aye or so can say Yenimio almost to me aye because one more essay and Yoma did Chameka Sana say Yenimia 2020 and in any idea can who send Kunimdian aye and be also Trasen Kunimdian NDC for the year. And your mamma who said, Yadi in Kunim, and Yadi Kunimuno, Bibian was a sequence on to me as son. Okay, let me speak to you, Chief. You speak English to me. I mean, what is it that you people on the street jubilating about?
It's like my name is Kobe Mensah from Abrikma West, and it's like our people in the ground today, they do the must be work that we are not expecting. It's like everything is cool. I like the way the national executive came all the way from Accra and their constituency and come and campaign for this man. You know, Ghana have a long way to go. It's like the mismanagement of the economy between the Nana Akufo-Addo and Bawumia is what creating this. And we want them to know that this is not the time for them to even win this election. They take the man to court after the man won as an MP since 2021 that they have to swear him in into the parliament. They work against him. There's many things against the man. But we want them to know that Ghana is not belong to MPP and Bawumia. Ghana is belong to Ghanaians. They are very smart, they are very vigilant. And what happened this morning, and what happened this evening, is show a sample for MPP, for them to know that Ghana is not belong to them. And they plan to, what I saw in the ground and the people that they want to cast their voices, they start sharing 300 Ghana each. Why? And we need many things.
Those are allegations you cannot substantiate. You may have seen it, I have not seen it, and so I will not allow you to say it on my network, and so you cannot substantiate. Yes, I will not that statement. But the truth is that, they think that they want to take the North people like a granted, that they want to pass through them to win this election so that they can prove that many loans and many borrows that they want to borrow in parliament. And they at North, tell Ghanaians, and at North, not only at North, it's the Ghanaians that they vote today. And at North, make Ghanaians proud today. And I'm proud in North, I'm proud for this election. The difference now is over 6,000. At first was 3,430, but today the difference between MPP and NDC is about 6,800 votes. And I give thanks to the Lord that God done a lot for us. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Okay, all right. So, well, I mean, it's quite obvious that these people know the results that they have, and they are ready to go on to the street. We understand the NDC is going to be addressing a press conference pretty shortly. We are going to go there and get what it is that the communications officer of the NDC, Sami Jemfi, will be telling us regarding the results that they have been able to garner from the nooks and the cranny. But what it is that the NDC has declared themselves as a winner. The Electoral Commission is yet to do the coalition, but from the calculations of the NDC, they say that they have won this election and that it is statistically impossible for the MPP to overturn the results in the Asin North by-election. Well, this is that I've been joined by this woman. Okay, so you let me take from you briefly. Do you come from this constituency?
No, please. I come from Fantaman, South Pond. My name is Veronica Shen. I just come for the love of Kwesin. In fact, Ghanaians have had enough. NDC have had enough. This time we want to show MPP that no more money. Yempesi kasem. Yeniati sesiye. Sikan to me boyan. Sikan to me boagana foa. In Kaba we MPP for no mobefa. And now me tie campaign wo baby. Omo the ice chest flying pants. Sika shisemu. Ya de yanu pan na ye kasa. Ya mati memu fo no hunu se. Sika wo be di na besa. Chesi sase na school aye. Your education. Intim for John, Chassan or the MPP for you people know that when it comes to men, NDC comes first. Akonjani Yaji 2024, Yanni Papa John Dramani Mama, Joe Question Eba, Yaji Yafoye Tempesra, MPP Mope Binsina, Yaji Situno, wait time we say 2024 Moon chance.
Black Luche live in the Asin North constituency, Parkway.
Yes, Portia, it's getting hot. And I must tell you that we haven't had the official results from the Electoral Commission yet. These are provisional results that are trickling in, and these are per the calculations of the NDC themselves. I must say also that this is a seat that was originally held by the New Patriotic Party before John Joshua Kwesi won the seat in the 2020 elections. And so the NPP are pretty much confident that they're going to win this seat. We haven't yet heard from them yet, but of course on social media, there are some bigwigs of the NPP who are congratulating the NDC already. We will bring you that shortly. But let me go straight to Asin North again. One of our reporters, Evans Inkum, William, has joined us live. William, what's happening where you are? Hello, Evans. Can you hear me? A reminder, you're still watching News 360. This is our major news bulletin for the day. A lot of focus on Asin North by-election. Results already trickling in. And I might say that the National Democratic Congress, as we speak, has done its own collation and has declared itself the winner of the elections. The Electoral Commission, though, is yet to come out with the official certified results. And we will bring you that results as soon as they officially announce that. Already on social media, there's a lot of jubilation on the part of the National Democratic Congress. And I mentioned earlier on that we also have, members of the NPP who are already congratulating the NDC and its candidates for victory in Asin North. All right, so we're going to go back to the Asin North constituency where one of our roving reporters, William Evans Inkum, has just joined us. William, what's the latest where you are? William seems very much distracted there. Oh my word. Williams is so distracted by the jubilant NDC supporters who are already celebrating. Williams, can you hear me? Go ahead, William. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Tell us what's happening where you are.
You have to come again because it was quite different here.
Okay, so let's go back to Williams. Let's go back to him later. I think there's a lot of noise where he is. William, if you can hear me, just take it over. Tell us what's happening where you are.
Well, property, just a few meters from here is a collation center. I mean, quite different here. You can hear the jubilation, and it is going all the way from here to the collation center. While it's all about the NDC, they are heavy on the street, jubilating. And it is an indication that maybe they have had something positive as far as the final result is concerned. The Electoral Commission is yet to come out with the certified results. I mean, results from the polling stations are still trickling in. And yeah, I am talking about the fact that they are still moving from the various polling centers to the coalition center, which is, a few meters from where I am now for the final coalition. That is what is happening now. Well, if you enter, I think where is it called the Constituency Council, which also has the largest in terms of polling centers, the NDC supporters single street. Jubilation.
So much noise where he is.
Yeah, exactly. And polling center results in the crucial Asin North by-election are trickling in ahead of the collation and final declaration. Eric Mawina Edbeta has been monitoring the polls and joins us live from the Asin North constituency, and he will be giving us updates over there. Will it be the second coming of James Gyakye or for Charles?
On social media, there are NPP members who already, congratulated him. What do they know that we don't know?
So, Eric Mawina Edbeta will be giving us the update from the Collation Center in the Asin North constituency. We are yet to hear from the Electoral Commission. He's there to give us all the updates. But it's been accusations upon accusations of vote inducement, vote buying.
Yes. It started in the morning, myself and Roland here on New Day. Several allegations, like you said, counter accusations of vote buying and inducement and what have you. But I think what is clear and what is standard, hearing from all the political parties, that it was very peaceful.
Yeah.
And
the Ghana Police Service says no person or vehicle has been shot at within the Asin North constituency during the by-election. In a statement, the police indicated that it had recorded pockets of incidents, including an alleged incident of an individual firing into the air, which are all being investigated after some arrests were made. The service is urging all stakeholders to redouble their commitment to work with the Ghana Police Service to ensure a peaceful election and beyond.
Meanwhile, the national organizer of the ruling New Patriotic Party, Henry Nana Boakye, has denied allegations that the NPP is using vigilante groups to terrorize NDC supporters in their Asin North by-election. He asserts the national youth organizer of the NDC, Opare Ado, might have been attacked by an enemy within. He spoke to William Evans Income.
What I know is that Ghana police is firmly in charge. If you agree with me, you would notice that there's a huge presence of Ghana Police Service in Asin North. Yesterday we met them and they assured us that they were going to provide maximum security. That gives us the confidence, so I think that whoever is saying that MPP is moving around in macho men, it's not true. Sometimes some of these things too, in this game of politics, your enemies can be within. Pablo himself, he was almost chased out of his party, so it could be his own people chasing him.
Well, let's return to the Asin North constituency, where polling center results in the crucial by-election are coming in ahead of the collation and final declaration by the Electoral Commission. We'll cross over live to the collation center where Eric Mawina Edbeta is standing by. He's been monitoring the polls and he joins us live from the constituency. Eric, thank you so much for your time. What is currently happening at the collation center? We'll get through to Eric Mawina Edbeta shortly, but everyone is waiting for the Electoral Commission to come out.
Yes, indeed. Everyone is waiting for the final results. It's been heated. The stakes were really high ahead of these elections, and that's why we saw a lot of the leading members of the NPP and the NDC go into that Asin North. We saw the former President John Mahama and Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president. They were there during the final day of campaigning, trying to get the people to vote for them. And by close of day today, we will hear the official results from the Electoral Commission. We're streaming live on Facebook, also live on your DSTV channel 279. Let us know what you make of our coverage of this election. Of course, what are you hearing? Share your views and comments with us here. Go to any of our social media pages on Facebook and on Twitter. We promise to share them with the rest of the world. This is our continuing coverage of the Asin North by-elections.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Gassim, with over 50 years of experience, has various grades for various jobs. The Gassim Extra 42.5N is suitable for ultra-high strength structural application like bridges, dams and high-rise buildings. The Gassim Super Strong 42.5R was made for high structural applications like precast concrete and block manufacturing. The Gassim Super Rapid 32.5R is here for normal building foundations like strip foundation and other ordinary concrete works. The Gassim Super Cool 32.5N is best for all block laying, tiling and other mortar works. Never believe that one grade of cement can be used for all jobs. Choose Gassim Cement always. Gassim, 4 cement grades, excellent customer value. Gassim, the nation builder.
The sweet scent of rose in the morning brings me so much joy. Inspired by Damask Rose and infused with 100% natural rose oil. Introducing new Clay Soft Perfume Beads Washing Powder. It's like bringing a garden with you everywhere with this wonderful perfume. Take a garden with you everywhere you go with Clay Soft Perfume Beads Washing Powder.
This is the breaking news. About 2,500 people 2,500 people have been.
We'll be right back after a commercial break.
When stubborn coughs, colds, and catarrh interrupt your life, get fast relief with Stop Cough. The Stop Cough range is suitable for adults, children, and babies.
In today's breaking news, Alex is back and...
There is a Stop Cough for every cough and for everyone.
There surely is.
Ask your pharmacist about the right Stop Cough for you. The Stop Cough range is manufactured and distributed by NS Chemist Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Many people think I get whatever I want because I'm a popular actress. But no, that is not true. Me Ankasano, Adebia mi yebiano, me shishimpe papa no. And when I find it, I stick to it. My shishimenya Bell Pack tissues. Bell Pack ewe tea roll. Bell Pack tea roll. Soft, but not weak. Strong, but not hard. It is smooth. Me yusua, me hotome. It's just perfect. Same as the kitchen towel. What about what Wotimi de pepa ye. Wotimi soki. Echimu esa pepa. One Bell Pack kitchen towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today. Say here pocket tissue, table napkin, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Bell Pack is simply the best. It's just perfect.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack.
Welcome to our continuing coverage of the Assin North by-elections. Polls closed at 5 p.m. and counting has already begun. We expected over 40,000 people to vote in 99 polling stations across the constituency. We're going to go live there to speak to our reporter, Eric Mawena Egbeta. Hopefully this time he gets to hear me. Eric, good evening. What's happening?
From there, before seeing the results come up here, they're just working on it again, and then we'll see the display of the result again. As of the last time of a quick glance, it was around 52+% for James Achikwesi with 46+ for Charles Opoku. As at 31 polling stations out of the 39. Here is where the final declarations will take place at, and all across you see the various individuals, the coalition of domestic election observers as well, positioned here. We'll get brief thoughts from them as well as to the general sense. Since the entire process started, they've been monitoring and then catch a glimpse as to what the insights would be into all of the monitoring. The well-known executives of the NDC as well, they are here in their number because as of now, if you go onto the streets, the celebrations is largely from the supporters of the NDC who are quite upbeat about the fact that they've won this and they've won this quite well. And so the results should be coming up again just a little bit. I mentioned that the coalition of domestic election observers, they are here. Dr. Kojo Asante Pumpuni is also here as well. We'll just try and pick brief thoughts from him as to their general sense of the entire election process as well. But live from the Assin North constituency, this is your election command center, live on TV3 as well as on 3FM, and we're beginning to get a much clearer sense of what the situation is. Ashaiman MP as well is just by my side. He's been focused for a large bit. They've been to the hinterlands and the areas where it was a bit difficult to access, been monitoring the situation, been getting a fair sense of what it's all been like in the last 10+ hours. I'll pick his thoughts as well as an MP who's been on the ground, who's been monitoring the entire process, just to get a quick sense of what really the situation has been. But I mentioned the coalition of domestic election observers. Let's try and get quick thoughts from Dr. Kojo Asante Pumpuni, who's monitored the process for us, and then we get a quick sense as well. Doc, many thanks. You're live on TV3, your election command center. If we could just get brief thoughts. We were with you at Praso at a point in time. You've been monitoring the process all throughout. What will be your assessment of it all since it started 7 a.m.?
Well, ideally, I want to be able to observe the collation process, and so that we can have a full assessment of the day. But I think generally the voting went very well. There wasn't any real incidents in most of the polling stations we visited. We're still waiting for our observers to bring in their reports, and hopefully we can issue a statement at the end of the day. Yes, we did observe that incident. At least we came after that incident at Praso. I think the details are still fuzzy, but it was a very serious, critical incident. We want to see that the police are following it up so that whoever the perpetrators that were involved are held to task. So that is one to watch, and something that will follow up, after this election.
You mentioned awaiting observers so that you can get a full complement of exactly what it was. 99 polling stations. Did you deploy observers to all of these polling stations?
So we just had 15 observers. I think we made sure that we covered at least 13 electoral areas out of the 18 electoral areas, having in mind some of the hotspots and competitive areas and strongholds of the parties. And I think that was fine. But myself and the team that came from Accra were also roaming. We went around in many polling stations. So I think we got a very good sense of what had happened. You know.
Right. A good sense of what has happened. Just to tackle a bit more on the processes and some of the concerns. I'm sure you would have seen videos suggesting voter inducement and the likes. We get to see it a lot of the time. It's conversations we had when the Kumewu by-elections came about, and yet still, despite all the calls from groups like yourself, civil society and the likes, we still got to see a chunk of it. At one point at Mimpasem, was it, they were trading accusations amongst each other, both parties, as to who gave the most money and the likes. How worrying is it for you that even after Kumewu and all of the concerns, it's still quite prevalent?
I think it's a political culture that has become part of the Fourth Republic, and it's getting worse. Because the simple fact is that the more people have to spend money on vote buying and other kinds of inducement, it increases the cost of election. And if that's going to be the case, then, you know, very soon it will be sold to the highest bidder, right? And we don't want that, because once money enters, you are just creating, if people have to spend all that money for elections, then you're just going to increase the corruption that you get in government. The problem is that how do you basically investigate and accost people who are involved in that? I went around. There were in some cases where you see people gather, you know, either going to somebody's house, and the allegation is that they might be involved in vote buying. I can't enter the house so without an invitation. So there has to be other ways in which, you know, or institutions like the special prosecutor, the police, put undercover people, so that, I mean, if you can arrest one or two people, I think it will signal to people that this is against the law. I think the populace also encourages it, and that's the sad part of it. So our education doesn't seem to really affect people around these matters. They might say, oh, we will take the money, but we'll still vote our conscience. Well, the problem is that taking the money increases the cost. So even though you might still express your preference differently, you are still increasing the cost and creating an environment for more corruption in government. So we have to find a way to deal with it.
Just finally on the agreement, we know we've signed a law against vigilantism and the likes. You went around, you witnessed what was private security by these political parties also moving around despite the presence of the police.
Yeah, that worried me. I mean, politicians who had, you know, a pickup truck full of heavily built men following them, going into polling stations and all of that. I thought that was one of the things that was basically, you know, we are supposed to have prevented in this election, because it always leads to clashes, right? But I saw people doing that, and I think that is a problem. And I don't know how we are applying the vigilantism law, but, you know, that fine line, that fine balance has to be clarified. And it's, again, this is an observation that going into the election we need to take advantage of and address. So there are a few things that is food for thought. We couldn't address it during the election, and we are hoping that it wouldn't escalate to any clashes, you know, after this process is concluded. But going forward, we need to look at these things very, very closely.
Just on that, finally, should the police have done more? Because in some of the areas where they visited, the police was there, fully armed. Was it a case of not trying to aggravate the situation? Because some will argue that once there's a law, we should be seeing a lot more action from the police.
Yes, and I think it's some of those things that we need to examine. I don't know
what the deployment strategy was. But it was obvious, as you said, that in some cases, the police were not armed, and that was supposed to assist the process. Everybody was supposed to disarm so that, confrontation doesn't lead to casualties. In some cases, it worked because the police was not provoked, but in the case of Praso, depending on what, the full account of that process is, it was obvious that because the police were not armed, they were almost incapacitated to act at that time and have to wait for reinforcement. So it will be interesting to really see how we review the deployment strategies for the Election Security Task Force going into a bigger election.
Doc, many thanks. That's Dr. Kojo Asante Pumpuni, one of the many observer team, because obviously the UK High Commission as well dispatched an observer mission to the Asin North constituency to monitor the entire election process. Given his thoughts, what will be preliminary observations from the elections that we've seen, obviously there will be a statement from the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers much later, which would provide in much detail what it is that their 15 observers saw, and then recommendations as well. But these are just preliminary comments, really, and amongst many things, comments on the voter inducement concern that unfortunately continues to plague the country's elections, and as well the anti-vigilantism law, which was expected to take full effect, but yet again otherwise was seen, particularly at Praso. Moving on, though, if we go back onto the screens, the numbers have gone up now again from the 31 that we were seeing a lot earlier. Now we're seeing 39 out of the 99 constituencies now, and there appears to be an appreciation of Mr. Opoku's votes. Now it's gone up to 40. It was on 39. We're seeking to get viewers and listeners a bit more detail on that as well. But now it's gone up to 40 out of 99. Charles Opoku now standing at some 48.44%. Sefenu Ben Esenyonam of the LPG with 0.18%. James Jechi-Kwesin with 51.38% currently through 40 out of 99. And so now total valid votes cast currently stands at 11,613, rejected standing at 147, and total votes cast 11,760. Registered voters 40,971. The turnout currently is at 28.70%. And so just a picture for you as to what it is like. If my cameraman comes down a bit, you see on the screens of the Electoral Commission different details captured there as they continue in the operations.
Eric Mawinet, the Collation Center, giving us updates of results as they trickle in. On your screens now, we'll bring you some provisional results coming up shortly on your screen. Well, before that, so 40 out of 99. Is it too early for the NDC to claim victory?
It is too early, but I must state that the reason why there's a lot of jubilation is because the NDC itself has managed to collate its own results. They have their own machinery, which allows them to be able to collate their own results. And it appears that it's in tandem with what the Electoral Commission is announcing. But they have gone ahead of the Electoral Commission. And when you look at the gap, it looks like... But we cannot say this for a fact. It's not confirmed. It's still provisional results coming in from the camp of the NDC. And it looks, ladies and gentlemen, that James Jechi-Kwesin is quite ahead of his closest contender, the NPP candidate. But we'll wait for the Electoral Commission to make the official announcement pretty soon. You're still watching News 360. This is our continuing coverage of the Asin North by-election. You've heard from our roving reporters, Komala Kluche, as well as Eric Mawinet Egbeta. We've been on the ground this morning speaking to all the relevant people who matter as far as politics in Ghana is concerned. Portia, I'm told you're going to be speaking
yes,
to somebody.
And I have Professor Samuel Edu Jemfi. He's a political science analyst. Prof, thank you so much for your time. 40 out of 99 polling stations and the results are already in. We have James Quayson, 51.38%, Charles Opoku, 48.44%. Is it too early for the NDC to claim victory?
Yes, it's a race that is quite anticipated. That it's not easy for a general to go to war and win and comes back to the same war theater, and it's assumed that he's going to lose. So in my early estimation, I believe that it's going to be a tight race, and both parties are committed to ensure that they give themselves the kind of right experience in this contest.
Prof, what's your assessment of the whole process so far? There's been accusations, counter-accusations of vote buying. We've seen that in other by-elections. Is this what our body politic has been reduced to, vote buying?
I mean, there's a challenge. We have a crisis on our hands where politicians and also the citizenry do not understand why we have to shy away from vote buying and influencing voters to vote with money. When we do not see this as a crisis and find ways to resolve this particular challenge we find ourselves, it will systematically become an epidemic, and in itself it has a tendency to sever the progress that we have made thus far in our democratic credentials, because individuals and state actors as well as the citizenry are not interested in politics that should lead to development. People are self-serving and they are interested in what will, if you like, oil their palms and also wet their pockets. It's quite unfortunate. But where I sit, I think that we need to begin to re-educate the citizenry for them to understand that, I mean, politics and elections do not end there. They end at development. And so when you go and vote for a party A or party B, you should appreciate the fact that it must translate into a developmental discourse, a developmental agenda, and also the progress of the country in its entirety. If that is not happening, it means that people just go to vote for the sake of voting. And for me, that is nonsensical.
And Prof, the big challenge is, how do you investigate an allegation of vote buying? How do we deal with this?
You are saying that how do we investigate
an allegation of vote buying? It's actually very difficult to do so.
If an individual comes to, give you a project, a month or two, start graveling road, a month or two, start building KVIT, start new project. It's influencing the vote. It's influencing the vote. That is vote buying in itself. I mean, it's direct and indirect forms of vote buying. And you see that. But even that, you see, we are only able to have such healthy discussion in an area like the Central region or Assin North. But in Asante or somewhere in the Volta region, it is no business, because ethnic voting is also part of the trend. And so fundamentally, they just come for the money, either for, to satisfy themselves for a day or two, because they know exactly where they are going to direct their vote. And so the vote buying just become an icing on the cake.
In the lead up to these elections, we've seen Kumewu, we've now seen Assin North. We've seen many Ghanaians saying they're praying for a by-election to occur in their community before they'll see any developmental projects come into fruition. How did we get there?
Sorry, I can't hear you well. If you can.
In the lead up to the by-election, we've seen that of Kumewu, we've seen that of Assin North, where developmental projects have sped up due to by-elections coming or being held in those constituencies. But how did we get to this point that I had to take a by-election for developmental projects to continue in these communities?
Okay, so, yes, we've seen the Kumewu by-election and we saw what happened, and we've seen this one. Do we have to come to, by-elections before development comes to a particular community? Let me say this with emphasis, that we all know, especially those of us who follow politics, talk politics, and also those of you in the media and other members of the civil society groups and all that, appreciate the fact that our parliamentarians, though they are development agents, their core responsibility would not be for them to build KVIP or fix roads and all that. You have a DC, you have an MC, and all the other individuals within the, if you like, the district assembly level, where power is supposed to be devolved and development should start at the local level. And that should have been the responsibility of, if you like, local government and all the other related setups within the development of our country. When you look at the parliamentarian, I believe that you are looking at someone who is a lawmaker, someone who is coming to serve as a check on the executive, someone who is coming to ensure that proper financing is done within the state in terms of serving as a check on our budgeting and other executive institutions and the role that they play. There are much jobs or works to be done in Parliament, and you require certain individuals who have weight, who have capacity, who have insight, and the skill, if you like, to contribute to legislation and also to state building as serving as a check and a proper check on the executive. Having said that, over the years, politicians have made promises, which they do not have the capacity to deliver, especially these parliamentarians. And it has come to the point that it becomes part of our moral, social, and psychological psyche, if you like, that parliamentarians must give us roads, they must give us KVIP, they must give us Spy-borne water, and all the other kinds of fiscal developmental indicators we look for within constituencies. As a result of that, when they come to give us these vague, fake promises they are unable to deliver, they come to the office, unfortunately, within 4 years. They know that they could not deliver. The citizens have expectation that they should deliver. So it becomes a cycle of errors for me to say that the MP is unable to deliver much in that realm. And we have to come to terms with that, to know that the MP cannot do much in that realm. And let us look at where we direct our developmental discourse and bring it to the districts, bring it to the assemblies, and the other related setups that are directly and, if you like, inherently by constitution, by structure of governance, are supposed to play that role. When we are able to do that, then the next thing is that you, the fourth estate of the realm, including ourselves as academia and civil society group, tell these politicians we are fed up with their nonsense. They should stop making such big promises. We want real development that comes from structure, which might not necessarily fall within their purview or domain, especially the member of parliament, parliamentary actor. So significantly, we must look at that and look at that within that broader spectrum where we know that parliamentarians have been making promises, but those promises do not fall directly within the purview of the operations. Right. And when we understand that, we will not waste our time to even belabor this point. The fact is that parliamentarians must revert back to the original mandate, do their jobs, and they should stop giving us fake and vague promises that they know they are unable to deliver. All right, Prof,
thank you so much for your time. Professor Samuel Edu-Gyamfi is a political science analyst at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Extra work, I dare for you. Extra work deserves extra taste. Tasty dear. Plus, we've added extra crackers in each bag. Royal King Cracker, take choke your hunger. This advert is FDA approved.
Day nema bema ya abrantipa. Senya nyama ehuhia ahobambo nti. Ehye ma no tokoso. Senya odwin nyama hokonkan. Eye ahotoso a owo ewo gidie mu. Utumi ti no nokredi ho pampan efri echire. Yeda abrantipa Gentleman Cosmetics hunya medi. Yewo activated charcoal shower gel, body lotion, eduham perfume. Iwiase hia abrantipa. Bra beyi mu bako. Ye abrantipa.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder at the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Sugar and carbohydrate.
Ma, to data, ebony day, *700#.
B-O-Y, boy. Taxi. Further together.
You can be part of a greater data world of endless possibilities on Vodafone. Mama! With the best value and amazing data offers and services in Ghana, you can now dream bigger, explore wider, go further, get more for less with Vodafone data.
We can do anything we put our mind to.
Vodafone. Further together.
Right, welcome back to News 360. This is our special coverage of the Assin North by-elections. The elections have ended. Polls ended at 5 p.m. Counting is underway. We'll be going live shortly to the Assin North constituency, where our reporters station to bring you the very latest of results. Let's go live on Zoom now. Dr. Sapong is a political analyst. Thank you, sir, for your time. I'm sure you've been monitoring the reports on various social media platforms as well as on TV3. What's your own analysis on what's happened so far? Hello, Dr. Sapong. If you could just unmute your Zoom, I'm sure we will be pretty fine.
Yes, yeah, sorry about that.
Right.
Yes, so a very good evening to your good self and to the general public watching us this evening. Assin North has been very great. They've done well. They've conducted themselves very well. You can take away one or two incidents that occurred and perhaps congratulating them. The turnout of events too has been quite interesting. Results have been trickling in. I've been monitoring some of them. There are generally net losses occurring for the NPP, which is resulting in gains for the NDC. And if I follow the tweets and celebrations and jubilations going on in the camp of the NDC, I get the impression that all is well with them. Somebody was asking why the NPP hasn't come up to show what is happening in their strong room and if there is any difference. My view is that you don't need to come and disagree when you agree. So perhaps I will interpret the silence to mean maybe the NPP is in some level of agreement with the data trickling in. Else, I know their team is also working very hard and they may come to present to us their data or maybe collaborate what the NDC is sharing or what we are seeing. In fact, I am seated here also receiving some directly from the field and we would all wait for the EC to do the final declaration as mandated by law. But interesting results coming from some.
Very interesting. In fact, on social media, we've seen some bigwigs of the NPP already congratulating the NDC candidates for victory. But as you rightly said, we're going to wait for the Electoral Commission to officially come out with the results. But how important was this election for both parties? It appeared the stakes were pretty high.
Yes, a very important one for both parties. You know, by-elections give political parties the opportunity to rehearse their strategies, to try and see whether they are ready for the general election. And so in Kumewu, you see the MPP going with a certain strategy which works for them, and they won that seat. Here at Assin North, they went in with a similar strategy for me, which didn't work. I was expecting that along the line, they would have had some indicators giving them feedback on the performance of their strategy so that they varied it. But it appears they did not vary their strategy so much. It didn't differ so much from what happened at Kumewu. And I said it on your show with Alfred, that yes, it's a stronghold, but when you get to a swing constituency like Assin North, you may need to be smart, review your strategies and apply different strategies, else it's not going to work for you. And for me, I was a little surprised as the strategy appeared to be almost the same as that of Kumewu. But I mean, not the same. It's a good work done. Like I said, by-elections are for you to rehearse your strategy and to see whether it will work for you on the varying occasions. This time it didn't work for the MPP. And I'm sure go backstage and rework things for.
All right, Dr. Sapong, it's 8 o'clock. We've got to say thank you, but we'll come back to you because we're not done yet. We'll have other reporters join you later until the Electoral Commission comes out with the final results. So do stand by for us. It's bye-bye for us here. This has been News 360. We'll be back later with our crack team. Alfred Okanse, Martin Esedu Date would also join you. Bye-bye.
Well, just before we go, remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up from bed with either Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Herbal, or Pepsodent Triple Protection. Because with Pepsodent, every smile matters. That's it for News 360. I am Portia Gabo. Enjoy the rest of our programs, especially the continuous coverage of the Assin North by-election.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just